Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
What up, party people? It's your boy, Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live, and we are, in fact, live today. Wow, feels like forever. Been on hiatus with this show, traveling around the country, slinging jokes, and the fun don't stop, though. We've been running some great reruns. I had one of my boys call me and said, man, I was interacting with the rerun for about 30 minutes before I realized it wasn't live. That's what happens when you got a good show. Crazy weekend. This weekend, went out to Denver, worked with my brother Ryan Evans. Incredible show out in Denver. Shouts out to Big K Productions. Crazy. I was like at a supper club, and it was just sexy, man. The only thing drawback is that they had no Wi-Fi. I don't know how the hell we was in a basement somewhere. It was crazy. Anyway. Then jumped on a plane, went to Chicago, worked with my friends, Michael Collier, George Wilborn, Leon Rogers, Damon Williams. It was the Kings of Chicago. No disrespect to the kings and queens of comedy, but oh my God, Beans, let me tell you something. Show was unheard of. Ridiculous, top to bottom, smash all day, all night. And then we was at home. So it was house music everywhere. And I told these people, we had to call a house ambulance for your ass. Because you can't do all this shit no more. You know who you are. All right. It's time to get the show underway. My co-host for the day is two of my favorites. One loved to argue with me. I don't know why. And that's why I love having her on the show, because she gonna disagree. Matter of fact, from now on, her name gonna be I Disagree. Welcome to the show, fabulous comedian, fabulous human being, Miss Eunice Elliott. What's up, Eunice?
I thought you must be introducing somebody else. I was like, oh, he got another wonderful woman on that likes to challenge conventional thinking. Thank you for having me.
Indeed. How are you, Eunice?
I'm really great. How are you doing?
I love this hair thing you're doing.
You know what? I'm trying to let it grow out. And so every day is a different adventure, for sure.
It's a different adventure.
Yeah, I prefer a short pixie cut, but I'm just going to see what happens.
I don't know if I've ever seen you with a short pixie cut.
When you first met me, yes. I had a short pixie cut when I first met you.
Really?
400 years ago. Yep.
It's definitely been quite
Wait, I didn't realize that's what you think of me, that I love to disagree. Totally not.
No. You a disagreeer.
I like to challenge conventional thought. Yes.
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
I mean, that's great for the show.
Yeah, I'm not a go along to get along type character at all. No. But I actually hate arguing. I do not like to argue, but I do like to say, really?
Well, save it for later. My next guest, just one of the funniest people I know. One of these, we'll disagree too. And I'm always afraid this girl gonna punch me in the face. I don't know if I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen her get physical with nobody, but I feel like if you push her the wrong way, she'll go upside your head. Welcome to the show, comedian Gina G. Too funny. What's up, Gina G?
Good morning. Why you gotta put me on the physical abuse? See, you Eunice, what's happening right now, sis?
I don't know. I think because we are women who will speak up, we come off as argumentative when we really just vote.
And maybe it's my own baggage, ladies. Maybe it's my own. I like combative women. I like you ain't gonna be in my life if your ass can't motherfucking tussle.
Well, we right on time then. Well, we're right on time.
No,
we're
right there. Y'all right there.
Let's go.
Matter of fact, if y'all was either one of y'all was a little darker, I'd be trying to holler.
You know what? Not 2 shades darker. Come on now, man.
You know what? And maybe I don't know if it's colorism, and I've been having it, and we can have this conversation a little later too, ladies. But are you affected by conventional views of beauty? Right? Like there are people that I think is ugly, but I had to ask myself, do I think that person is ugly because I'm affected by the white man?
The white man told you they was ugly.
He messed you up.
White man.
Listen, we are so indoctrinated by standards of beauty.
Don't do it yet, Eunice. Don't do it, Eunice.
Eunice is ready. Do you hear me? Eunice is ready. Where's the dictionary? Because we're not doing this morning.
Let's go. Let's go.
We come back, Eunice. Hold on. Oh,
what word was that? What word was that?
Candace, come on the screen.
Eunice is.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Rodney.
Candace, while I've been off gallivanting around the world, Candace been running these shows every day. Well done. Thank you. All right, Candace. I see, speaking of dark-skinned, Hank Stewart is in the cut. What time are we bringing Hank on?
At 9:30.
He knows that.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want Hank to be sitting there going, why the fuck am I on here looking stupid?
Because I'm dark skinned. I'm in the back. I'm in the back.
I gotta be in the back. I'm motherfucking Hank Stewart.
No, he knows. He knows.
Hank don't cuss like that for the record. This is
Did
what
you
I
get
really
that
say.
picture I sent yesterday?
I did.
Okay.
With Simon.
Yeah.
It was me, Simon, and Hank. I don't know if I was in the picture.
Tommy, you, yes.
Yeah, I remember that day because Simon got mad at me because he said he was a vegan. I was like, when you gonna lose weight? And he got mad at me.
Right, because
but that's neither here nor there. Let's not get into that.
Okay. You can't hit people with that, Rodney. They vegan.
Simon, rest in power, Mr. Simon, fellow Virgo, awesome human being. He had a great event this past weekend too here in Atlanta. Let's get into it. Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears, Under Fire. I'm not gonna play the video.
Thank you.
Please
and I've been thinking about it. They did a sketch some years back about the sketch was about leaving a kid with a pedophile. Right. I don't know if they had some greater, grander idea. It was supposed to be funny. I think they missed the mark a bit, but they hadn't spoke about it till late yesterday. Look, I know Tiffany to be a sweetheart. And this is before Girls Trip hit. This is before her star took off. And I will say this, was nobody talking about this until Aries attacked Lizzo. Is the moral to this story, ladies, leave Lizzo the freak alone. Really?
Lizzo said it's about damn time.
Right.
Yeah, that's step one. Leave Lizzo alone. Her ancestors have her very covered and protected. I don't know that they came out because of what Aries Spears said. It came out because these children filed a lawsuit. They're now adults, young adults. So I think it might have just been the world's worst timing or coincidence, but it came out because of the lawsuit.
So the children who are now adults decided, let's get this paper.
Yeah, and I think it's coming up on like the statute of limitations, like where they couldn't, file any kind of claim or something like that.
This is a big deal, Gina. What's your thoughts, man? I mean, you're a parent. I mean, isn't it incumbent upon the parents to make sure their kids don't be in precarious situations?
Yes, and AKA R. Kelly situation. Should no 14-year-old be at no R. Kelly concert, and should no children be left with your nasty uncle, and you know he nasty. But it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, Rodney. Now, as a comedian, now I did not put my comedian hat on, and I'm thinking like, what was y'all thinking it was supposed to like? What? It was. I didn't see the video, but from all the discussion, it don't even seem like it was even funny. So I just don't understand why y'all even. I don't know. You don't mess with certain stuff like pedophilia. Like hey, I don't mess with that. Rape, all that. Like
how about this, ladies? How about this? Forget the rest of the world. Black folks don't do pedophiles. Chris Rock had a joke about an uncle that you wouldn't leave your kids around some years back. And we took that joke because I guess you could hear, you had to look at the picture of it. But this is a photograph of Ari Spears playing this character, creepy looking guy, and he was basically kind of coaxing the little boy into this world. And it was just not cool at all, man.
No, I would say also, I think as comedians, we thrive on pushing the edge and making people laugh about things that we don't think usually are funny. But yeah, to have actual children involved in the filming of this, regardless of how you frame it, you didn't have to use actual children. You know what I'm saying? It could have been.
What might have been funny is to have the pedophile dude
be Ari Spears
playing the kids.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Right.
In a lot of ways, if you wanted to touch on such a topic that ain't funny. And the other thing I think is what we're seeing is when you bring up R. Kelly, is that allegedly Tiffany got these kids in her possession out of false pretenses, kind of like, hey, I'm gonna help you get in a commercial, I'm gonna help discover you. And I also want to say about Tiffany, and not knowing her at all, but being a fan of anybody who's making it, based on her upbringing, she might have some problems that she don't realize are not normal behaviors. And it makes me go back to when she was guest hosting Ellen's show, and she asked Marlon Wayans why they never booked her for anything. And his response was, we've always thought you were funny, but sometimes you just inappropriate and unprofessional. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know how much has that behavior shown up.
If Marlon Wayans say your ass inappropriate,
if a Wayans brother say you inappropriate, come on.
After I'm gonna get you, sucker. Come on, you ain't right. You ain't right.
I have a question.
Yeah, and that makes me think about that might have been something that's always been a thing that's followed her.
So is the issue that because a lot of the stuff that I was reading is like that the parents didn't know that, you know, this video was going to happen, because we see stuff on TV all the time. Like Game of Thrones has some really like dark, deep, what I would consider pedophilia on the show, where they show like a 13-year-old, a 12, 11-year-old sucking their mom's tit, you know, on screen, on camera. It's some heavy stuff on that show.
First of all, that's for food.
But I'm saying that's on TV. You know, is it okay if everybody is aware of what's happening? Well, and what makes it disturbing is the fact that, you know, they feel like she took the kids out of the family home and did it without like acknowledging that this was happening.
Well, legally, underage child on a production has to have guardianship. Like their legal guardian has to be on set. It's a certain number of hours they're allowed to work. It's a certain time they have to stop working during that day. So, you know, outside of the legalities of you working with a child on a production, it's just that if you took the child and said, hey, I'm gonna help you get a commercial, and the next thing you know, they in a sketch about pedophilia. And it also seems like the parent's mother may have not been 100% involved in the children, you know, so then that means, did she take advantage of some vulnerable children who didn't have the right guardianship looking out for them?
Right.
I mean,
it's bad.
I'm sure the bootleg production.
Yeah, they probably was not a SAG.
So everything Eunice said is true, providing you're not on Funky Finger Productions.
Right.
Okay, do not hate on Funky Finger Productions, okay?
I did a Funky Finger Production just last week. So it can happen, but just know all the real rules go out the window when You be like,
Focus
man,
finger.
we can have a kid on camera, but 12 hours, well, he'd be up for 14.
Touche.
So,
You are correct.
it's a lot, man. I think we'll be unpacking this for a few days. Tiffany did speak on it, and do you know what she said? Candy, can you find that for me?
I could find it. I'll look it up. But I feel like she kind of apologized and kind of took ownership for what happened.
And like Eunice said, she is a foster kid, and maybe some stuff is okay for her that maybe wouldn't be okay for the rest of us in the world.
And that's what any of us, regardless of how we were raised, whether you were in the system or institutionalized, like you are a sum of your parts. And sometimes people, to use R. Kelly again, I think most of us believe he also was victimized as a young person.
I'm sure.
Right.
He was.
And that doesn't make him any less of an abuser. Right. But I think
in fact, whoever abused him must have been really talented because he still can sing.
See, this is why we cuss him out. This is why he get what he get because of this.
Why we can't have nice things. This right here.
Did he say he can still sing? Did he say?
And
man can sing.
And look, so when just blur my box out when they bring this video up of Rodney Perry saying that in 6 years when he's in his Hollywood Walk of Fame induction ceremony, and this just say right then, I on the plane. I didn't see it. He didn't write that down. I didn't approve it.
Okay.
I'm here under
Moving on beyond that. I don't know why this is a story. Nick Cannon buys a home for his pregnant baby mama, and she has 2 children for him, Zion and Zillion. Hold on, Gina. Don't do that. Don't go to sleep. Nick Cannon, is he not doing the right thing, ladies? I mean, he got kids. He is shooting up the club, and in his defense, he lost a child last year.
Multiple clubs.
Well, thank you, Candace. Multiple clubs, and we rest in peace.
Hey, everybody on the floor.
Right. Okay, so just this last week, I told one of my friends that if I was a woman that wanted children, I would not have a problem having one of Nick Cannon's babies because at that point, I'm assuming I'm probably going to be a single mother like a lot of women end up being without planning it. And also, I believe my child will be well financially supported, which unfortunately, a lot of single mothers don't have. But they want a child, but they don't want all the drama that comes with it. Now, my friend sent me this article about Nick Cannon buying this baby mama a house. And I was upset because I thought that was part of the package. I thought, oh, wait a minute. Are we not getting houses and stipends and allowances with this carriage?
Right. Why is this a thing?
Right. I was annoyed that was news. I feel like every baby you implant, you are getting a new mortgage for that one. That's what I
All right, there you got it. Rodney Perry exclusive. Eunice is having a baby with Nick Cannon.
I was going to give him my dusty room and say, Mama wants a new house. Go ahead and let's make it.
But y'all, we missing the big picture. We missing this is crazy that the world.
Women have been conditioned to do things for bad financial decisions. Like, people judge prostitutes and sex workers, and I feel like a jerk for doing it for free.
I don't.
Like, I've been giving away
all
you
know.
What happened to love?
Exception.
What happened to love?
Nick
Is the love gone?
Call me Nick if you want a little powdered egg, baby. Call me.
Powdered
Don't
egg.
nobody love nobody. Don't nobody want no man. Don't nobody want no husband no more. So like husbands and men in the house, all that's done nowadays. Like,
I mean,
you just want a baby and a house. That's what we doing.
Go ahead.
That's what we doing. Is that what we doing, ladies? We just babies in houses. Babies in houses. Yeah. I don't appreciate Nick Cannon shooting up all these damn clubs because they got to schedule interviews with him for him to come to birthday parties, brunches, cupcakes to the school, and I got to be at home by myself and probably can't even date nobody else because you're Nick Cannon. I got your baby. No, ladies, no, we're not baby mamas. We are wives. We are queens. Stop sitting here talking about because he got money, he gonna buy me a house, I'm gonna have his baby. No, it takes more than that. My son up here having sex. I don't care about this house. I don't care about this house. I don't care about no money. I want my baby to stop doing it to these little girls, So it's more than that, y'all.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I agree 100%.
Eunice, hold on. We didn't went down another road. We got to stop. We got to stop right here. Gina G, are you okay?
No.
Your baby doing it?
He's doing it, y'all. I mean, I know he's doing it.
You don't know that, Gina?
No,
I
you
don't
know. You know, Rodney. You know when
How old is he? How old is he?
He's 16, and all my lotion is still full. So that's how I know the things is happening else places.
he doing it.
That's why you need a daddy in the house. And that's why you need a man in the house. You can't just be having kids in the big old house without no man in there.
Well, Gina, what's your husband think of this? You got a man in the house. What's your husband
He
think?
love it. He talking about some get him some more condoms. And
He ain't gonna stop.
bear skin. I'm trying to get him sheepskin condoms, and he want to get them bear skin.
All right, Gina.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for sharing.
I'm ready.
Are you upset because that's your baby? Because wouldn't you do the same thing for a girl? Wouldn't you get your girl some type of contraception? Wouldn't you
lock her up? That is what it would be. If it was a daughter, she would locked up with babysitter club books. Do you understand me? No.
But see,
I feel bad.
I think people do that, and then by the time the Pied Piper come by with that little key, that baby don't know no better. She is gone. I feel like I agree 100% with Gina. I think it should be families, but I think because what is happening is not families. I'm saying don't get no broke partner. That's all I'm saying. It is not about the money, because we see miserable rich people every day of the week. We know money doesn't make you happy, and some people. I'm happy poor, so I'm pretty sure money is what I'm missing to take me over the top. I do know that.
Look at the fellas chiming in. Good morning, beautiful black queen. Robert Rosenthal asked a great question. Robert says, ladies must be passing over good men.
Can I say something about good men?
I know you about to say something.
Let me let my hair down. Eunice got my brain hurting. Hold on. Let me take this bud back.
Morning. Let me say this about good men. Good men is very subjective. Everybody has a different definition right now. If you said what makes a good man,
everybody. What's your definition?
My definition as a good man is you do what you say you're going to do. You have integrity. That's it. After that, everything else we can discuss. But don't show up saying, oh, I believe in this. I want this. I want to offer this. And you literally don't offer nothing that you described as a good man. That might not even been on my list. You won't even do what you say you're going to do. So men always want to offer this idea of, okay, yeah, I wasn't perfect. Ain't no women perfect. And ain't no woman looking for no perfect man. We do want integrity. If you say you're going to do that, just do that.
I don't know. And I think guys would agree with me. A lot of nice guys finish last. Not because they lack integrity, because they don't have the swag. They don't have the. They're not cool like you want them to be. So
he ain't lying.
I think you grow out of swag. I'm 47, and I'm not looking for a swaggy dude at 50.
You just said I don't care if your pants is up to here. I don't care.
I feel like you should have outgrown your swag. I mean, hopefully you're attractive and you got something still going for you, right? But right now I'm looking for AARP. That's swag I'm looking for. I don't want your butt coming out your jeans at 55. I don't want to see you showing up to the date in the basketball shorts. And that might have been your 20-year-old swag. So swag is also subjective.
They on compression socks now. They on compression socks. They wearing them copper tones units. They not. Yeah, they out here.
I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Gina, pull us back together.
All
right, young man. I'm gonna tell you this, Gina, and this is a father of 6, and I publicly say that I've treated my son different than my daughters, and it's completely unacceptable. I will say this: regardless of the sex of your child, they definitely going down.
They do.
Your boy child going down, your girl child is going down.
I feel like it's easier to accept a boy than a girl. How do you feel?
I don't know if it depends, because a girl can take your girl down. Let's not put our blind eye to what's happening in the world.
Facts. But I think now it's for me. It's just now I think because he knows like what I'm doing. So now I know he knows that when the door closed and the music playing, now he like, it's not right, y'all.
Now that's a great comment, Gina, because now he know what's going on.
He know. He
ain't stupid though. He been new.
But I'm saying, but now he he no. Like
He knew.
But
But
now
he can
I feel
feel
like
it, no. Like
Now,
now,
now when he said he going to play Legos, you like, hold on, wait a minute. Me and your daddy been playing Legos, and now you talking about you going to play Legos.
but it might
but
be
we've
better.
been lying. We've been saying we're going to read a book. That's what we've been saying. We about to go in there and talk.
Y'all ain't reading no damn book. Yo, go ahead, Candy.
I was saying it might be better now that he knows, because he doesn't want to be there while you know what I'm saying, or like listen anymore. Like in the past, he might have been like, let me see what's going on in there. But now that he
ask you this, Candy.
knows,
He'd open the door. He'd have peeked. He'd be like, whoa, they wrestling. But look,
You know,
Candy, you got a college-age son. You had to talk with him another day. He's a great kid. He's got great grades. Is he out there in them streets yet?
probably is. I definitely bought him some condoms. Definitely. He's on college campus.
I know that nigga out there. You hear me?
college campus.
Let me tell you, I know Evans men. I've been with these dudes my whole life. I don't know. He be standing there being all nice and good. I'm like, you little
Nasty.
Now I do think he like white girls. So as a black woman, what are you doing for the black sisters to bring your boy over to the wild side?
I'm trying, but I don't know what to do. I can't make him do nothing.
Hey, Candace.
I can't make him do nothing.
Well, listen, everything that somebody has is a preference, right? It's a reason why. And it's not necessarily anybody else's business why people have certain preferences, right? Because I think sometimes we project what we would want for somebody versus just letting people be who they're going to be. But let me say this thing about how people do raise little boys and little girls differently. It's what's wrong with the world today, because it's why men and women can't get together, because we've been raised to think and believe totally different things about relationships, about partnerships, about contributing to the family, because little boys are raised one way, little girls are raised the other way, and we can't get on the same page.
I don't know who's raising these new kids, though. These new kids, I don't even think nobody raising them. I think TikTok raising them, because I don't know about these new kids.
Listen, it's so much information out there for them. And that's what I was saying with your 16-year-old, if you actually found out when he knew about sex, you would really be heartbroken. Because it probably came from somewhere casually. You know what I'm saying? It might be a casual TV show or something you're not even monitoring because you're thinking, oh, it's on regular TV. It's okay. They're getting a lot of information from everywhere.
Pull
I'm
that comment up.
I'm a parking lot therapist. Yes.
Pull that comment up, Mike Shaw.
I love it. I love her.
You see it?
I met Eunice a while ago.
Yeah, we sure did.
Mike Shaw, relationships were better when people were willing to build together. Now you have to be a millionaire before you can date, and it's messed up. You can't date like that.
Can I?
Cardi B.
Since I'm the dating one, can I say something? Well, I'm retired.
Go ahead.
So this is a number one cop out. Not Mother Eunice. Okay, I'm the one without kids, and I'm Mother Eunice. Men will always say women are looking for millionaires or you got to be rich. And I'm saying that doesn't make sense, because then in the next statement, they'll say, oh, women are masculine because they make all the money. Women ain't looking for you to have money like that. We're looking for you to do what you say you're going to do. If you're going to call me back, call me back. If we got plans this weekend, show up for them. Like
but hold on, Eunice. You just said it. He can't be broke. So
and there's a difference between broke and millionaire, Rodney. There's a huge.
All right, so give me a dollar figure, Eunice. Give me a dollar figure. What you looking for?
You are taking care of yourself, and you can.
What's the dollar figure, Eunice? No. Eunice. What? How much you need?
I can't give you a dollar figure because you could be making $1 million and still be in debt because you live in a $5 million lifestyle. So I can't give you a dollar figure. Are you taking care of yourself? And can you get cheese on that on the weekend? If you can do that, we can have a conversation. You taking care of yourself. You have a car. You have gas money. You eating every day. You're not looking at me to come stay over here because you don't have the lights on at your house. Like basic.
Ladies,
the more you know.
Everybody freeze.
No, but let me say this because
Eunice, freeze.
What's a dollar amount? Look, okay, let me say this. All of
Eunice, freeze. Eunice, freeze. You
Nick
have
did
to
it. Nick
freeze.
funny. And we
You have to freeze when I say freeze. Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna start writing in the comments. I'm gonna write comments.
Don't write in the comments. Just freeze. Just freeze.
We've been gone too long, Rodney. Eunice been ready. She's building up.
You know what? I wouldn't have it no other way.
You asked me. You asked me to come here. You asked me.
And keep coming. Keep coming. We're gonna freeze Gina and Eunice for the time being. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, more show. Joining us, our special guest for the hour, Mr. Hank Stewart, who always says the right thing. I cannot wait for him to get in this conversation.
Gina's
ladies and gentlemen,
she's probably.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. I am Rodney Perry. And when I tell your ass to freeze, freeze! We'll be right back.
Want your book or music to be published? Skip the confusion and rejections from others. Let bepublished.org publish and promote your work for less. Bepublished.org handles it all, from cover design to worldwide distribution, with high quality and fast turnaround. You even keep rights and royalties.
Everything was perfect. You made my dream come true. My book and CD look so good.
Call 972-880-8316 now. Bepublished.org. 972-880-8316.
We are back in full effect. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. You know, I got to be honest. And if I'm completely honest, and I know Eunice won't have it any other way. If I'm being completely honest, when we lost our friend Tommy Ford, rest in peace to a great man, one of my real connections through Tommy was with Hank Stewart. And I don't know if this happened to him, but I just couldn't be around the guy, you know, because it just reminded me so much about being with Tommy, and he and I and us as friends, all being Virgos. And it was difficult just to be around my friend. So hopefully I won't get too emotional this morning as I bring on fabulous poet, fabulous man, father, mentor. When I need to know about politics, he's my first call. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hank Stewart, how are you, sir? Candy gone. Okay.
How you doing, bro? What's going on, man?
Hey, man, first of all, thank you for coming on, dude. And again, man, Hank, please accept my humble apology, man.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I totally get it, bro. I totally get it. I totally get it, man. We were, we had a connection, man, the three of us, bro, that was crazy, man, because even when Tommy was sick, you were in Denver going through your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of really messed up, man, because, I'm thinking everything is okay over here. And in Denver, it was some stuff going on there, man. So, no, I totally get it, bro. I totally get it, because we're always right here, and I know that for a fact. I know that. I have never called you and you not showed up. Never.
Yeah, man. Hey, such a great guy, man. My mother loved you. She said, he's a dog man.
You like that chocolate. Mom like that chocolate. Huh?
Yo, man, you do so many things well. What do you like to do most?
Man, I'm in Aruba right now, bro. I'm in Aruba right now. And so I'm having a blast. You know what, man? I like writing. I still like writing poetry, man. I mean, I love everything that we do in the community with the kids, man, feeding the homeless, the career days, all the stuff that, that bonded us, right? All those things that brought us and let us know that we were serious about humanity. But I still like writing, man. As a matter of fact, this was a good trip, man, because I wrote a couple pieces while I was here. So it's just, it's still just, man, it still excites me when I write a piece of poetry. It excites me when I'm getting on the stage and performing. And I've had some of the best opportunities performing, from Michelle Obama to Rosa Parks, Essence Festival, Mike Donald's commercials, winning the Emmy Pro Max Gabby Award, trumpet awards. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff, man, but I still get nervous and I still get excited, bro.
Wow. Hey, hearing your resume as you broke it down, is it ever difficult for you to shout your own horn or toot your own horn?
Yeah, it is, man, because I mean, you know, I just think that you let somebody else do that. Now, if I'm challenged on it, you know,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. If I'm challenged, man, I just received an honorary doctoral degree for humanity back in May. Also was the speaker for Georgia Gwinnett College, which is a huge college, their commencement. So it was really kind of powerful writing, because AJC did an article and they were running people like Tyler Perry and the CEO of Delta and the CEO of UPS and all these speakers who were doing commencement exercise, and they put my name right there with the Georgia Gwinnett College. So if you Google it, man, the speech went viral. It's just, you know, but I know, man, I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is what God put me on this earth to do. That's the one thing that makes it so much fun. I ain't questioning, you know, Miles Monroe once said, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy in life is be given life and not know why you live. And I know why I'm here. You know, Mark Twain said the two greatest days of your life is the day that you were born and the day that you realize why you were born. Now, I personally believe there are three great days: the day that you were born, the day that you were born again, and the day that you realize why you were born again. So wow. I know why I'm here, right? Even Steve Harvey said, the great philosopher, Steve Harvey. Steve said, your career is what you're paid for, but your calling is what you're made for. So I know why I'm here, bro. I know why I'm here, and that's never a question.
Wow. We're sitting there, we're talking to Mr. Hank Stewart. Hank, you're always one with his feet in the political arena. You will not tolerate for less from us. What do we need to pay attention to right now?
Stacey Abrams, bro. Stacey Abrams, that election, Warnock election, because those elections have national implications, right? So, you know, you get Warnock back in, you give a political party an opportunity to continue to do the things in the community, you know. But I think Stacey, man, Stacey's a beast, man, and she deserves it. She was cheated out of it the last time. You know, she's phenomenal, and she would do amazing work in the state of Georgia. Man, there's too many people walking around, man, who are working poor. Man, they get up and they go to work every single day, and they can't afford health care, and that's something that Medicaid. You know, Georgia Medicaid will bring jobs to Georgia. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. I think, you know, you just got to be on top of that, and I think all of us need to send her $5. You know, I mean, think about it. There's 10 million people in the state of Georgia. African Americans make up 32% of the population. If black folk just send her $5, which is about 3 million, a little over 3 million. If every black person just sent her $5, she got, you know, that's $15 million.
Right.
You know, just to run a campaign. I mean, we
need that.
We need that. I mean, you buying Starbucks, just send her a $5 check. You know, and I promise you, it seemed like nothing when that $5, but you got to let a million people send you $5, and it changes things.
It makes things different. We're talking to the ladies today. My co-host.
Man, I'm telling you, look, bro, that was hilarious, man. When I tell you, man, this is bit, man, I'm sitting over here crying, man. And you know what's crazy? Everybody's right. Everybody who's on there is right. Everybody.
Wow. Okay, stand right there, Mr. Hank. Let's bring my co-host on, Miss Eunice Elliott, Gina G, Candy. You come here too. Put Hank in the middle.
Hey, Hank.
What's happening? What's happening, Candace, Eunice? I mean, you know, I'm telling y'all up, man. Y'all up, man. This needs to go viral right here this morning. Everybody's right, man. It was hilarious, man.
Everybody's right, but tell me this, Hank, and
Okay.
And I think Eunice is right on so many levels. How do we make it where the divide between black men and black women is smaller?
You know, I think it's not as difficult if we've made it. I think if we just come in our real authentic self, man, there's too many games being played. I think you don't know who you're talking to daily. You know what I mean? And I think if you can show up with your look, sister, you know, Mrs. Nona Clayton calling me right here. Look at this, bro. She calling me.
Wow.
This is crazy that I have to let her go to voicemail because Rodney, you take priority.
Wow.
Yeah, Miss Clayton. Miss Clayton was calling. But I think, you know what I think it is, bro. I think it's that situation where we get to the point where we're honest about who we are. You know, Dr. Dorothy Heights once said, black women seldom do what they want to, but they always do what they have to. Dr. Janetta Cole once said, you can educate a man, you educate an individual, you educate a woman, you educate a nation. And I think if we come together just being who we are, our honest, authentic self. One reason why Rodney and I get along so well, because we ain't never questioning who we are. I mean, I know Rodney to be who Rodney is. I know what I'm getting. You know, I know what I get with Rodney. And so it doesn't change. It doesn't change the audience. You know, the audience is, whatever the audience is, Rodney is who he is. And so I think, Eunice is right. I mean, we don't know. I think brothers have got to just do what we say we're going to do. You know, if we say we're going to pick you up at 7:30, be there at 7:25. You know what I mean? If, you can't afford the meal, say, look, I'm going to cook some. Let's have a picnic in the park. I mean, there's so many different ways to be creative, man. And if that sister likes you, it ain't got a damn thing to do with 103 West. It has nothing to do that with 103. You can pick some flowers on the side of the road, put them in a can, and wrap it in some construction paper. It's gonna look like a vase if she likes you. You know what I mean? So I think we just gotta be who we say we are, authentically.
All right, y'all. Let's take a break. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. Got a little static on the line. We're gonna take a break. We come back. Hank Stewart, I'm gonna ask him to do something.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Hank, make the ladies moist.
Look, I know why you don't feel good. Oh, okay. Are we going now right now?
No, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break.
All right.
Because I know, Eunice single, so she got to get herself together. All right. We'll be right back with more show. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry.
SM Marketing Communications. SM Marketing Communications is not only a marketing communications company. They also provide web content management, social media marketing, video and audio production, advertising, not-for-profit marketing management, and community outreach and engagement. Want to learn more about SM Marketing Communications? Call area code 314-339-7662. That's 314-339-7662. That's SM Marketing Communication.
We are back in full effect. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. This is not a rerun. Well, unless it is a rerun. But if it is, it's still a great show. How about that? Today, my guest, super talented poet. And let's bring him up. Hank Stewart. Hank, you're gonna do. I want you to do a poem if you could.
Okay.
You're gonna do something for the ladies. You're gonna be revolutionary. What you need to do? Because I can put the ladies on the screen.
No, I think let's put the ladies back on the screen. We're gonna go a little chocolate. How about let's do some chocolate? How about that?
You gonna give them some chocolate?
Let's give them some chocolate early in the morning, bro.
I saw my mama get more so with this chocolate.
I know why you don't feel good, sweetheart. It's because you need a little bit of chocolate. Chocolate can improve your circulation. It can feed that craving and that temptation. Girl, what you really need is a little bit of chocolate. It can lower your blood pressure. Or it might take it off the chart. It can soothe you on a night that's hot. But girl, what you really need is a little bit of chocolate.
Oh.
Now, study shows chocolate has other health benefits. I can't prove it, but I'm sure, Candace, it's that chocolate that gives you a burst of energy in the middle of the night that just won't allow you to quit. Girl, what you really need is a little bit of chocolate. Now, study shows chocolate has other health benefits. I can't prove it, but I'm sure it's that chocolate that gives you a burst of energy in the middle of the night that just won't allow you to quit. Girl, what you really need is a little bit of chocolate. Now, the doctor says chocolate is good for your heart. That white chocolate is okay, but for maximum strength, you better find you some chocolate that's dark. You see, everybody needs a little chocolate every now and then, the kind that melts in your mouth and not in your hands. Doesn't matter if you eat it or drink it, if it's a mocha, espresso, chocolate, milk, or chocolate cake. Your chocolate might put you to sleep, or at 3:57 a.m. latest, it might tap you on your shoulder and say, sweetheart, darling, baby, boo, are you awake? Oh, you better get you some damn chocolate. You see, chocolate will help to make all the pain go away. Your hot chocolate on a cold winter day. I know there's a time of the month when only your chocolate would do, and you prefer your chocolate over bad pair of stiletto shoes. You see, chocolate's recommended if you're down and out, if you're stuck in a rut. Milk or dark chocolate. Just one question I need to ask you, ladies. Do you prefer your chocolate with or without nuts? You better get you some chocolate. So how many sisters out there believe in the chocolate? I need you to wave your hands. And those of you who are allergic to chocolate, do one better find you a chocolate man, because everybody needs a little chocolate every now and then. It's just what the doctor ordered. The piece is entitled chocolate.
Yo, Hank Stewart.
Everybody need a little chocolate.
Who like their chocolate with nuts? Eunice? Eunice?
Huh? I was on freeze. Wait, what?
You unfreeze. Do you like your chocolate with nuts?
I do.
Good for you. G to G. Hank Stewart. Look, these two, I have never heard them this quiet.
I mean,
all jokes aside, ladies, and I think Eunice made the greatest point is be who you say you are. Eunice, as we listen to such a great piece from Hank Stewart, what thoughts come to mind?
Oh, so many. So many. First of all, that was beautiful. I've had a chance to meet Hank in passing before. You know, I love to see a man in his creative space. That's attractive. So you could have been talking about anything. It would have been inspiring, because I think so many times men don't get a chance to operate in their gifts for fear of what somebody's going to think about them if they're creative. So thank you for sharing your gift with the world. And we needed it. As far as actual Hank and not knowing anything about him, my real thought was, see, he'll get me all excited about this chocolate. And then he tell me, but baby, I'm in Aruba, and then I'm in Chicago, and then I'm in Detroit. And then I'm sorry, I just ain't going to have no time to do what you're trying to do. So it was like, ooh, I like this. And then I said, snap out of it. Let's come back.
Eunice, allow yourself to get it in. She said, I snap back. Allow it to seep into your soul, girl.
It feel good.
That was chocolate. That was chocolate. I liked every piece of it. Do you understand me? Every piece. To me, it was my baby boo when you was in the bed at 3:47. You said 3:47 a.m.
3:57, but then
57. See what I'm saying? That's even later. Baby boo, you up? Yeah.
Gina!
You act like you sleep. That's what you act like you sleep, but you up, but you sleep, but you up. You know what I mean?
I thought this was a family show.
It is.
No,
that's how you make families, for sure.
It was really beautiful, Hank. Seriously, and I
was very nice.
I love to hear a black man speak softly.
Softly,
and it was for me too. It was very like the confidence that you exude. Like when you're speaking, it's like you're not even thinking. You're just like speaking from your soul and your spirit. It was very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
That's an interesting point, Hank. Do you and you know, me and my buddies talk about it. Are the young men different now? Like you and I are a certain age. I'll be 52 on my birthday, which is a week and a half from now.
And I just turned 59. You just turned
5'9". Are the men, let's say 35 to 45, different than us?
Yeah, but it's our fault. We didn't rear them. It's our fault. We have to take ownership. You know,
you just like that. Look at Eunice. Look at you.
I'm listening.
Well, you know, the first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem. I think we lost a lot on our watch, man. And the reason why we're who we are today is because we had people who reared us properly. So we can't turn around and get mad at these young cats, man, if we didn't do our job. That's one of the reasons why we go so hard in the foundation, right? You know that. That's why you're a part of it. That's why you show up, because you know we're going to do what we say we're going to do. But I think the first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem. And when you look at our young men, you know, and they're sharp too, man. I mean, I've spoken every youth detention center in the state of Georgia twice before the pandemic. I drove from Savannah to Clyston, Eastman, Caldwell, down to Macon, up to Rome, Dalton, Gainesville, Marietta, Augusta, Wilkes, Milledgeville, Rockdale, DeKalb, Metro, Stonewall, Hampton, Columbus, Terrell, Sumter, Chris, Thomasville, and ended in Waycross. Did it twice before the pandemic. I didn't meet not one bad young man in the prison. I met young men who did bad things. But once we got beyond who they were and understand that, you know, some of them went in there because they were the third generation, bro. I mean, the guard has seen their father, their grandfather, and now them. How in the hell he stands a snowball chance in hell if you don't have anybody at home, right, who's breaking those chains and all that. So when I look at it, bro, I have to look at it and say, I have to take ownership. Right, I have to take ownership for the part that we played in it, because again, you're the amazing man. I'm sure the ladies on here who are dealing with who's got spouses or whatever are amazing because somebody invested in them, and the dividends are being paid. We didn't invest in our kids, and we can't expect you. How the hell are you going to expect a dividend if you didn't put any stock? You don't have any stock in it. You didn't teach anything. So that's my opinion on it.
Wow. Man, to hear you unpack it so easily and effortlessly, man. But it's true. And whether it's the young man you birthed out of your loins or a young man on the street, I stopped by the young man, the water guy, the water boy.
Right, exactly right.
And I told those young men, I said, y'all got to do this better. Mm-hmm. This is a business, and y'all can't just run to my car. Y'all got to greet me, man. Say hi to me. Excuse me, sir. Will you purchase a water for me? I need this. And I stopped and I gave the dude $50. And he was like, man, what do I do with this? I was like, you take and share with your brothers. So everybody can eat.
Exactly.
And so if nobody stops and says anything, then that thing is never said.
Yep, exactly right. Well, Rodney, I'm going to tell you, man, and again, I'm not just saying this because you and I make our periodic calls and text message and all that, and we're better because we got better people around us. There's my pastor, cameraman St. Alexander said, "Well, drunk hang out with the drunk, neither one of them ever be sober." Right. You're hanging out with people who ain't going nowhere. It's not going to be long before you're going to have your brakes on. So when you look at all the things that's going on right now, part of the reason why I'm as good as I am, because I'm not that good, but I put myself around people. If you show me 5 people and 4 of them are millionaires, that 5th person is bound to be a millionaire, right? But you show me 5 people who are 4 of them are broke, and the one is got some money, probably gonna be broke shortly if they keep hanging out with them. So we gotta choose our crowds, wisely, and one reason why I'm telling you, bro, I look at you, I see you. Your grind, man, and what you do inspires me to grind. We're in 2 totally different arenas, but I see your grind, right? And if I look at your grind, I can just take that grind and apply it to the area that best suits me. So you know what? I get up early. You know what I'm doing? I've walked the beach. I already got, today is day 2,077 straight workout days for me. Haven't missed a day since December the 30th, 2016. I've already got 11,000 steps on my right now. I got up this morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. But you know what I was doing when I was walking the beach, man? I was reciting poetry. I knew Candace said that I would probably have to do a piece of poetry. So in my mind, I'm already preparing for what I got to do, right? So I got 10 pieces in my head right now, depending on what you were going to ask me for. Something historical, something spiritual, something romantic, a tribute to the ladies. Whatever you had, I already had something that I had started prepping for, right? To make sure that I didn't disappoint you, because your audience is looking at me, bro. You put me on this call. So I not only am I representing myself, I'm representing you. Right, I'm representing you, and I can't fail my brother. I mean, you and I go that we go that deep. We're that deep about who we are. So we can laugh and joke, but I got to be on when you ask me to be on. If you put your reputation on the line,
right? Hey, I got to ask you this, Hank, man. Are you ever out of sorts? Because I have never seen it. I ain't never seen you to the point of fisticuffs. I have never seen you out like not on your complete total square. Like, is that something you work on, or is that somebody maybe you used to be? Because I mean, that is one of the things that impressed me, and I will ask the ladies the same thing. Do y'all see the same thing?
Well, I think if I answer the question, I've had great mentors, right? Like my grandfather, my grandfather was so good. My grandmother said that was the best thing that walked on 2 legs, right? Uncles and all that. My pastor was good. I had Dr. Lowry, this, right? Dr. Lowry would come to events. Dr. C.T. Vivian, I told you, Ms. Anona Clayton's, Reverend James Orange. I'm not dropping names. I'm only saying that because they invested in me. And so I have to make the right decision, because if I don't do what's right, they chose the wrong person to invest in. So I know there's a whole lot of people behind me, beside me, in my ear, right? Hearing how they would handle certain things. And so I try not to put myself in situations that will take me out of myself, right? So if I don't hang out with certain situations, I ain't got to worry about making that decision. I tell my son this: you show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. You show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. So I try very hard, man. I try very hard. I'm not saying I'm 100% successful, but I'm better today than I was yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I can ask. You know, if I told 10 lies yesterday, I'm trying to tell 9 today, tell 8 tomorrow, tell 7 Thursday, hang on 6 if I have to. You know what I mean? I don't even worry about how good I can be next year. I just try to be better today than I was yesterday. That's just that simple.
Hey, man, we're gonna let you get back to your vacation. The people of Aruba need you. I cannot thank you enough for sharing with us today. If you'd like, you want to do a final piece?
Yeah, I'll close out with this piece. This is my favorite piece now, and it really is a piece that challenges us, really, to be honest. And it's called "I Accept." What are you giving me? What are you putting in my hand? What you're giving me has just altered it, has changed my plans. Why are you looking at me like that? There's this look in your eyes. Am I even qualified to accept this? Will there be a ceremony? Do I need cap and gown? Need I be baptized? I know you're tired. I know you deserve rest. How can I say no with all that you've poured into me, all that you've invested? I'll take it. Okay, I take the baton, I carry the torch. You've earned the right to relax, the right to sit on the porch. I accept the baton and all the responsibilities that it holds. I accept the challenge to stand tall and bold, to fight for justice, to stay on the wall. I do what needs to be done. Yes, Rodney, I accept the call. And integrity will stand with me, even if we have to stand alone, to speak truth no matter who's wrong. You fought the good fight. You completed your assignment. Pass me the baton. Our souls are in alignment. I'll sacrifice my body just like you. I'll stand or kneel against racism, sexism, discrimination, regardless of the hue. I'll get up early and I'll stay up late. And when it's my time to be tested, just like you, brother, I won't take the bait. I accept the baton because it's my turn. I accept for all of our ancestors who were raped, beaten, those who were burned. I accept because before midnight, December the 31st, 1862, our ancestors, they were praying to God on their knees. I accept for all of our ancestors who were hung from those trees. I accept because dogs and water holes didn't turn you around. I accept because our ancestors spoke up and spoke out, even when they didn't know the language. They didn't know a person, place, or a thing was a noun. I accept because at the bottom of that bridge, you were beaten and left for dead. Broken bones, tear gas, blood dripping down your head. I accept because you sat when you had tired feet. I accept because the only way we could walk into that hotel was through the back door, and it was only to wash dishes, cook on the bed, change the sheets. I accept because America was built on the land that our ancestors toiled. I stand because our ancestors' blood fertilized these soils. So if it rains, I stand. If it's hot, no fan, I stand with the weight on my shoulders. But the foundation that I stand on makes me bolder. I stand for those who didn't get a chance. I stand for those who died because a white woman said at me, he took a glance. I even stand for those who look like me but may have forgotten. Although our ancestors were side by side in the fields picking cotton, I stand for seniors, I stand for children, I fight for one, I advocate for millions. I stand for those ancestors whose dreams of freedom they would hold fast. I stand for so many of our ancestors who died for this country and the flag was never flown for them in half staff or half mast. I stand for those living under bridges and sleeping on makeshift pallets. I stand because our ancestors knew our voice was in the census. It was in our vote. It was in the booth. It was on the ballot. So yea, though I walk through the valleys and the shadows of death, it's about others now, no longer about self. Give me the baton I carry with pride. I want the torch burn out, the baton hit the ground, even when I'm tired. You trained me. Now I'm one of your lieutenants. I take the baton from my ancestors so one day I can pass it to our descendants. I accept. Do you? The piece is entitled I Accept.
Wow, I accept and I accept. Hank Stewart, how do people stay in touch, bro?
Easy, bro. HankStewart.net. I'm on all my social media handles. Hank Stewart, poet. It's easy to find me. I ain't hiding from nobody. That's a good thing. So just Google it.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. My name is Rodney Perry. You're
Man,
tuning
thank
Rodney
you for
Perry
allowing me to
Live.
be on the show, man.
Thank you, Hank.
Hey, I
Thank
love
you,
you, man.
Hank.
Hank Stewart. Hey, let's reset, Candace. And wow, what a great hour.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Wow.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
We are back in full effect. Shouts out to Victor Marshall, sewing into the show. $1.49, appreciate it. All of you that continue to watch us, be a part of the show every day. Latrice Harris, LeBaron, my brother, Lavinia, appreciate you. You guys are always welcome. Thank you, Rob Johnson. Thank you, Alfreda. Taki, welcome. Ashley, appreciate you. Mike Shaw in the building, and so many other great folks today. Wow, Hank Stewart, such an awesome human being, man. If you go through your life, I remember when I turned 40, I was like, I probably won't meet another friend. And then I met more friends. Men, especially, that I call my friend. Whether it's Hank Stewart, whether it's people like Tommy Ford, Tone X, these guys became my friends post 40. And probably rank as some of my closer friends, to be honest. Trina says, excellent piece. And we ventured to go down this path earlier. I had to pull the ladies back. Before we go, Baltimore Comedy Factory this weekend, just added. I'll be in Baltimore, one of my favorite cities to perform in. Love Baltimore, man, just the realest people in the country. Shouts out to my co-host. She's calmer now. Eunice.
I'm always calm. I get passionate sometimes. I get excited. I get fired up. But always calm.
All right, no problem. This is what I learned from Hank, is you ain't got to really be talking loud. So you know what, Eunice, you're right. And I apologize if I came at you the wrong way. I really appreciate you.
No, you always come from a place of understanding and care. That's why I always say yes when you invite me, because I do know that you can hear and receive information, even if it's not your information. And that makes you a great American.
I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting better. Welcome also Gina G. Too damn funny. Yo, as my comedy peers, I really have went out of my way, especially with the advent of the Me Too movement. You got to really ask yourself, have you been that guy? Have you been the guy that ostracized your female peers, or that created a space that wasn't completely comfortable? Or were you guilty by not saying nothing or not doing nothing? Right? So I've had to ask myself that over the last, couple of years, man. And what's your guys' thoughts on that? Like, as women in comedy, should I work harder to protect you, or, and this was my thought, is that my female counterparts are dope. So do I do you a disservice protecting you?
Ooh, I ain't been really protected to answer this question. ain't nobody really shielded the sister. So so let me just go like for you, Rodney, personally, you have always, oh my God, been not only like a gentleman, not only like a big brother, uncle, daddy, sometimes don't touch, don't say, don't do. I mean, that means the world to me because not only are you like a co-worker counterpart, but you're like a really big deal. So it's not like you're just, one of the open mic comics, no disrespect. But I mean, you Rodney Perry, you know what I'm saying? So
nigga, you got a song. You got a song, my nigga.
It's a hot song. You got a hot
That's my jam. That's my jam, girl. So it just hit a little different. So I would love for more male comedians to protect female comedians, especially in certain situations, whether it be on stage in the crowd or from other comedians. But unfortunately, it seems like this game is, like everybody for themselves. Unless you're a part of my little crew clique, I'm definitely not helping you or dealing or protecting you. So, I mean, I haven't had any problems, Rodney, but I haven't had no protection like that either to say a male comic stepped in and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Nah. Right. Between you and Marvin Dixon, you guys have been kind of like the kind of driving force to make sure I'm okay. But these other comics, I love them, but they ain't Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Let me ask you this, Eunice.
I agree with that.
Let me ask you this, Eunice, just on the similar note, but a little different, because like when I think of like, I don't know if y'all seen this, Tiffany and Haddish and Kevin Hart were on the Breakfast Club. And I think Kat had said something about Tiffany or blah, blah. And Kevin came to her aid. But Tiffany had already addressed it. Like, is there a moment when a guy is doing too much?
Yeah, so I believe that you teach people how to treat you. Okay. And so, and knowing me, Rodney, and how I handle myself, it's not going to be too much disrespect come my way out of just sheer ignorance, right? But if I handled myself a little more casually and more flippantly, I would give other people the impression that was okay with me too. So I show up and I interact with people. So they say, oh, I really don't mess with her like that, because I don't even know how she get down because she carry herself a certain way. And sometimes women, out of a hope of being so down and so respected and accepted, we lower the expectation of respect by how we present ourselves, because we just want to be one of the boys. And then when they come with it, it's hard to then act like they out of pocket, because you kind of want it to be down. You want it to be one of the boys. But I think, Rodney, someone like you, it's not an act you have to do. You set the tone for the spaces you hold. And so I don't know if you realize in the rooms that you're not in, they act different when you're not there.
I've learned that recently, because I like certain guys, like y'all, my friends, y'all go, so-and-so is a creep. And I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. He's never creepy around me.
Right. You wouldn't see that around you because of how you manage yourself.
Right.
So I think if more men manage themselves accordingly, it ain't about protecting or fighting somebody on a woman's behalf. It's about the way you carry yourself will change the tone in the room for every other man. They will know it's not allowed. If you come into somebody's house and you see it spotless, you taking your shoes off at the door. If you see they don't give a crap about their house, you is throwing bones on the couch. You doing what they doing. And so I think for women, we want to be respected and accepted as funny people. Right? Sometimes we want to hang out in the parking lot and we want to be kikiing as well. But also there's just a line of human respect that sometimes men don't see women outside of comedy. A lot of times men don't see women as humans. They don't see women as someone. A man will cheat on his wife before he cheat on his barber. You hear me? So men don't even think about what a woman is feeling 99.9% of the time, because she's not really a real person. But certain things he would never do to his boy. Because
why do you think that is, Eunice? Why do you think that is?
Because I think men are more emotionally attached to men. They feel more relaxed around men to be themselves. They feel more connected to men because maybe they were in the service together. They were on a team together. They hoop together. They have something that they have.
Yeah.
And so they have a more emotional connection than they have to women.
How do we achieve that thing with our women?
I'm glad you asked.
Stop trying to have relations. It might start by if you would stop trying to get in there and just be. Can we play basketball without your balls for real?
For real? But even beyond that, I think that goes back to we were talking about how little boys are raised differently than little girls. Little girls are taught to express themselves, use their words. And also we're allowed to cry. We're allowed to fight with our girlfriends, and we're allowed to have attitudes. We're allowed all our full expression of emotions. And men are very stunted as little boys on the range of a person they can even be allowed to be accepted, right? And so a little boy can't cry because now you're not a man, and all that bad information.
All right,
right?
hold on.
And so then what happens is little boys are taught that little girls are weak because we can cry or because we can show emotions. So now little boys have this information that being emotional or having access to emotions makes you weak. And so now they walk around as it doesn't.
It does, Eunice.
It makes you a human.
No. Let me tell you what you don't. Let me tell you what you don't want. Let me tell you what you don't want, Eunice Elliott. If somebody knock on that door in the middle of the night, you don't want them sitting in the corner weeping. You don't want that.
There's a difference between having emotions and being a punk.
You don't get both.
Yeah, you can.
You don't get both. I'm trying to tell women this, like the thing that makes you toxic is also the same thing that makes you go toward violence. It's the same thing. You can't take one thing out in lieu of another thing.
Well, let me say this. If something goes bump in the night, right? Because my man is sensitive and has access to emotions. He knows I'm scared. He also has empathy. So he knows I'm terrified. He's probably terrified too, because a human probably will be terrified at bump in the night. That's normal. But he's going to react in a way that's not going to put his harm on his family. He's going to act in a way to protect himself.
He's going to take care of it. He's going to walk toward it regardless of how he feels.
And
he's better.
And if
he's better.
I would not have a problem if he was hiding in the closet with me calling 911.
That's not true, Eunice. That's not true.
You're
lying to us,
Eunice. On him.
We don't know what's happening.
My husband is in here crying when it's a robber at the job. And I need a backup.
And I would rather my husband be safe. And I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's out there.
Your husband in the closet, you sit in the bed, and you comfortable with that?
No, we hiding together. We hiding together.
Stop it, Eunice.
We hiding together. No,
let me tell you for
real. Let me tell you for real. I do not like hyper violent men. And I'm not saying that's violence, but if you protect yourself. But I grew up around that. I go the other way. I don't like a man who has no thought process.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
Out of fear. Because a lot of times people are reacting out of fear. So I'm going to get you before you get me. And sometimes you need 10 seconds to just process some information.
Eunice, let me help you.
Okay.
You do not want a guy that's going to hide in the cower in the closet with you.
But see, cower is a judgment.
All right. If he's in the closet with you.
Why you say in the closet like he need to come out?
I mean, he don't need to
come out. He do need to come out.
And don't shoot the man at the door that's trying to come in here.
No, because you know what?
What if y'all walking down the street, Eunice, and somebody try to, grab your pocketbook?
That's different. But that's also different than we hearing something go bump in the night. Because look, I'm being for real. It is a lot of reasons why you would hear something go bump in the night that you don't need to be shooting through the door.
But he needs to check it. I don't care what it is. If it's a rat.
People kill their kids. We've seen people kill somebody their brother broke down and was knocking.
Well, stop sneaking in the damn house. If it's late, you should have came in here late.
Let's take a moment to just figure out what's happening before we go balls to the wall.
No.
See, I'm not watching no movie with Eunice. I'm not watching no scary movie with Eunice.
Let's process this.
No, Eunice. Let's say this, Eunice. You're right. Let's take a moment. But your ass should never be in the closet.
I would be in the closet. Now, if somebody with me, that's on them. But I'm going.
If he in the closet with you, you need to take a hard look at him and get rid of him.
Now, I'm sure in real time, I would probably feel that way.
I'm going to give you a great story. So my daughter lives in Houston. Her neighbor is an older gentleman. And from time to time, he stands in the front yard and pees facing the street with his penis out. My daughter told me about it at that time. Her boyfriend was living with her. I call him. I said, hey, man, what's this I hear about the neighbor over there pissing facing this. He said, I got it, Pops. That was it. We had to say nothing else.
Right.
If you're gonna be the man in this house, certain things come with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I realize our women have had to become other things. They had to become a breadwinner. They had to become this and that. But like my sister has told me before, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want your role.
I don't.
Definitely don't.
No, and I agree wholeheartedly, but let me say, I think as Gina already mentioned, and I feel like it was a part of what Hank was saying too. I have never been protected by any man. So it's not a concept I'm hyper attached to. You see what I'm saying? So I wasn't protected by my father, my brothers, I've never had a man come to my rescue, whether that was a flat tire.
Do they know that? Do your fathers and brothers, do they know that?
They know they haven't, yeah. I mean, they ain't never been nowhere. So what I'm saying is it's not a concept I'm attached to. So I don't have it on my requirement list because I've never had it and I've been okay so far, right?
Right.
Would I have loved to have felt protected in my lifetime? Sure. But at 47 and never having had it, no, when I'm thinking of that scenario and that situation, my thought isn't, and he better go and kill the boogeyman. I'm like, hey, let's find out what it is. We can be smart about it, rationalize and see what's going on. And
well, let's start here. Let's make today your day, Eunice. Today is going to be the day that you start to say, yes, protect me. I want you to protect me. Mm-hmm. And you take yourself out of that situation and let somebody come in and do that. Even if it's uncomfortable.
And that would be a great idea and concept. But I feel a lot of times women who are single or who haven't had that man in their lives, we grow up just taking care of ourselves. It's not because we ever wanted to, right? It's just because what was the alternative? Lay out on the street and wither away and die. And so then we meet men who come in and they start attacking you for being okay as you are. You're like, I didn't pick this. This personality, this lifestyle, but I had to figure out, okay, either I'm going to have to figure this thing out and be happy and complete and full, or I'm going to be a damsel in distress and just always be in distress and waste this trip around the world.
Right.
So I do that wholeheartedly. It's a guy, he's a new friend of mine. We're not dating because I'm retired from dating. But he
wait a minute. What?
Wait a minute. Now how you gonna get protected if you ain't out there dating?
Because I've been dating for 31 years. I realized I won't date again because the whole paradigm of dating is meeting a stranger that you might have a physical attraction to and hoping they are all the things that would make a good partner. And people are still hoping 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
You need an arranged marriage.
I'm not against arranged marriage.
We're gonna get
you got some information on this man, bring it to me. But what I have decided is I will allow men to be my friends right now. And let me see how you move in the world totally free and unattached to me. You're not presenting something to me. This is just how you move in the world. And when I'm ready to couple a partner, I'm going to be picking from a friend. I'm not going to pick a stranger. I'm going to pick somebody that I have seen how they interact and engage as a human on the planet. It is not a mask. It's not something they presented to me to get me to like them. It's just who they are.
I get it, Eunice.
Yeah,
for men, do y'all pick and choose when you are protecting a woman, verbally or just like having their back or whatever? Do you recognize women who like Eunice feel like they don't need protection?
No, I didn't say I didn't need it. I didn't say I didn't need it. I said I've never had it.
Well,
like it come off across,
but it comes off as like I don't need the protection. Let's figure this out together.
Right.
Like that's what I mean. So can you identify those type of women versus the women that's like have my back, and so therefore you're inconsistent as men too because you don't want to offend a Eunice or defend a Eunice who is not used to that and doesn't necessarily.
You're not going to even try though. I mean, most men, if you feel a pushback on it, you just kind of you're like, all right, maybe I'm not finding me somebody else that's willing to get along. I mean, and I'm not saying that's even right. It's just what it is a lot of times. How about this, ladies? Let's take a break. We come back. My next guest for the show today, one of my dear friends. We go back many, many years. She is a Virgo. This is Virgo month. This is Virgo season. This is how we get down. But let's talk about defending ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We talked about, getting defense from men, but how do you defend yourself? Are you prepared if you're alone at night and somebody come up on you? Can you defend yourself? Gina? Eunice? Why for you ain't ready for the fight?
Let's see.
My back.
Rodney Perry, you're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. We'll be right
Want your book or music to be published? Skip the confusion and rejections from others. Let BePublished.org publish and promote your work for less. BePublished.org handles it all, from cover design to worldwide distribution, with high quality and fast turnaround. You even keep rights and royalties.
Everything was perfect. You made my dream come true. My book and CD look so good.
Call 972-880-8316 now. BePublished.org. 972-880-8316.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
We are back in full effect. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. We do the show every day, every single day. Not well, unless I'm busy. And I will be busy this weekend at the Baltimore Comedy Factory. It's going down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My next guest, fabulous comedian. Her face is looking immaculate on today. Probably the most energetic human being I've ever seen. Like, don't go work out with Vanessa Fraction unless your ass ready. One, she's competitive to a fault. She's going to beat you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Miss Vanessa Fraction.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you?
Man, before you said I was the most energetic, I was seriously going to come on like, what up, Virgos? What's going down? What's going down? Like I was going to do the whole thing.
The whole thing?
It made you bring it down. Let me bring it down, especially when I heard what y'all was talking about. I said, they serious this morning.
I mean, we dab between the good and the bad, the serious, not so serious.
Right. Well, that jogger did just get snatched.
Who?
That jogger in Tennessee, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, and prayers to her family, because I don't know,
I tell my daughters all the time, oh, Daddy, I'm about to go run around the track. These
are
rape hours.
During raping hours.
We not running at no rape hours, little girl.
Nope.
Oh, Daddy, I'm about to run to this little restaurant right outside of campus. With who? Not by yourself? Vanessa, man. First, before we get into it, Oz married now.
Oz is married now and very well protected. Amen. And
Oz married and protected. Did you have to change?
You gonna finish that sentence?
I'm asking, did you change anything?
So when you use the word change, a lot of times it makes people defensive because they feel like they're not okay the way that they are, and nobody's saying that you're not okay. But we make adjustments to reach our goals. Pretty much in anything that we do, whether it's business, whether it's in family, whether it's whatever it is, if you have goals, sometimes you have to make adjustments to achieve those goals. You know what I mean? Like you can't always just stay the same or you'll be getting the same type of stuff. And most of us didn't come out the womb equipped for, ultimate success. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, we did come out the womb equipped for ultimate success, but during the process of childhood, a lot of times we get bumbled up and we have to sort through all of that. You know what I mean? And part of my sorting through was to bring it down. There were certain aspects of me, yes, that I had to make adjustments for. I still make adjustments as a new wife. You know what I mean? Like I can't just make moves. I can't just take gigs the same way. I have to be considerate of my partner.
Wow,
and because he's considerate of me too.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's really interesting, man. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Candy. I know exactly what it is. Vanessa Fraction, fabulous comedian, but not just a comedian. You have other businesses.
I do.
I wanted to talk about your self-defense because it's one of the things that I'm always looking for my girls. The father of 5 girls, though you have daughters as well. Talk to me about protecting yourself.
Well, it all started because there was the time when I couldn't protect myself. Not that I didn't know how to fight, but I didn't know how to protect myself. And I think a lot of times because I know how to fight, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? At all. And you don't know if the person that's attacking you can fight better than you. So it's not about if you know how to fight, it's if you know how to protect yourself. So unfortunately, and you have my origin story, if you will, is the fact that I was on tour in Japan and was attacked by one of my coworkers. It started verbally, and then he decided to take it into the physical realm, to make it physical. At that time, yes, I knew how to fight, but I didn't expect that to happen to me, and so I froze. You know what I mean? And I was literally watching myself get my ass whooped. Not the best thing to do, but by the time you kind of snap back into it, it's over. Fights don't last that long. Most fights don't. So I never want to be in that situation again. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Talk about feeling unprotected.
Yeah, I felt paralyzed. I was in another country. There were men around me, but they didn't do much. And that's offensive. Especially when someone says that they're your friend, and especially when you know that someone has an upper hand in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? And they were bigger guys.
I think you just answered what I asked him earlier, in that we expect our female counterparts to have sharp tongues and be able to get out of anything, but it wasn't that wasn't the case.
No, we had already decided that we were leaving it alone.
Just expected to go away, to disappear.
Wow. And for that situation, you just don't know what people are going to do, because we had actually said, okay, we're done with the verbal. Let's just be quiet. Let's leave it alone. But something stirred up in him, and he just wanted to get physical. And you just never know what's going on with somebody. By his account, he said his demons got him that day. I really don't give a shit, because it was you hitting me. I didn't feel no demon, but whatever. The point is that after that, I decided to take a self-defense class. Actually, our friend Cole from Divas in Defense, he had already talked to me before about just because we have so many people that we can touch and affect with things that we do. He had talked to me about becoming a self-defense instructor. And so that's what I decided to do. And now I have a class of my own called Kicks and Comedy, where I use my gift of comedy to help bring levity to a very serious situation, which is defending yourself.
Man, I've seen you in action, and nails, no nails, makeup, face beat. You don't want to see Vanessa Fraction in the dark alley.
You ain't gonna see Vanessa Fraction in the dark alley, because my ass ain't gonna be in the dark alley, because that's part of defending yourself. Don't put yourself in situations in which it's not your fault, but you also want to be smart and not put yourself in situations where something like that can happen. Even with us being female comedians, some of the first things I talk about is safety on the road. So even if it's I'm coming into a hotel and the promoter has my key, thank you. Even if you left a gift basket in my hotel, appreciate that. Now I'm going back to that front desk and I'm getting my key reswiped. Right. Because, I'm saying, there may be multiple keys. There may be whatever, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with me telling you.
I do that myself, though.
As you should, because women are aggressive. You know that, Rodney. But also, though, I don't take nothing for me to tell security, hey, please walk me to my car. I don't feel no less of a woman, because I have, even if it's a male escorting me. So at least if somebody snatched me, somebody know that they did it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't defend me, at least you could tell somebody what happened.
Hey, so, my guest today, Miss Vanessa Fraction. Also, my co-host, Gina G. Too Funny. Eunice Elliott.
What up, Gina?
Hey, Vanessa.
Hi,
Vanessa.
And Miss Candace Latoya. Vanessa, man, first of all, I can't thank you enough for taking the invite to come on to the show, man. We talked about you being married. You talked about self-defense. How often do you do the classes?
Right now, I've been super busy. So it's more when someone asks me, and then we can work it out within my schedule. But I want to start doing them at least monthly. But, it's hard to figure out people's schedules, because sometimes people, I have more time in the day. But of course, for a lot of us, we need that evening hour. But in the evenings, we work in the evenings. So it's just hard scheduling it, but I'm more than willing. And so if you or anyone listening wants to take a class, I can definitely make the time and schedule that with you, because it is just that important to me. So You can DM me, whatever.
Okay, Vanessa. Eunice got a sharp tongue.
Yeah.
She gonna need some tips.
Okay.
Well, can I say one thing?
Say one thing. Eunice.
One more thing before I say some more things.
Do you think?
But so what Hank was talking about failing this generation of men, you'll tell your daughter, don't go running in a raping hour, but who's telling the boy not to go rape nobody right now?
Oh, so I was saying plenty of people telling the boy don't rape, but sometimes they do it anyway. I'm just saying I can't be concerned about who telling who what when we're talking about protection.
No, for sure.
I can only be concerned with me, but
that's what the men aren't holding men accountable. And what Hank was saying is it's your friend group, right? And so I'll have conversations with great, wonderful men, and all of their friends are trash. And they say, well, that's him. That ain't me. And I'm like, but are you not a light to him, or do you not hold him accountable? You can't just say you're the good one if that's your group, right? Birds of a feather.
Yes, ma'am.
I can tell my friends, my female friends, don't mess with him.
Right.
Because I know him. I know him.
No, I get
and you
that.
better be glad I know him, because if I didn't know him, you didn't mess with him.
Won't hold other men accountable for bad behavior they know that man is having and doing, is what I'm saying.
I do see that, Eunice. I will not ignore that. That is definitely seen. As much as I see people checking people, I definitely see it being ignored, because it's not my problem. It's not my problem type of situation.
I mean, you
keep saying it's not my problem, then it might become your problem or your daughter's problem or something.
But Vanessa, you brought some people to my awareness that I didn't know was kind of weird. And he was like, Rod, it's something up with that kid, man. And so it made me really watch it way more closely. And I wouldn't have put you in the same room had I known.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But sometimes you don't know. But give us some tips. How do we protect ourselves if somebody gets up close to you in your space?
We start with a defensive stance. And that's something I can kind of show you right now. I have a skirt on, so it's not going to be the greatest, but sometimes you have a skirt on when this happens. But anyway, the point is that you're, and I don't have a lot of room right here, but you're leaning back on your your stronger leg, which is my right leg. So I'm going to lean back on that, not too far. I just want to separate the legs so that I can be stable. So you can't push me from either side. I'm not easy to move. And I kind of go back and have my hands up like, hey, I don't want none. I don't want none. And I'm doing this because I'm showing you I'm not being aggressive. I'm also showing the people around me that I'm not being aggressive. Hey, leave it alone. But if you keep coming, then I'm going, yeah. And I'm going to whoop your ass or whatever I have to do. And so some of that also is letting out that when you go in your defensive stances, get your hands off of me, get away from me. You're doing something because you want people to know that I'm having a problem, but my problem could become your problem. You know what I'm saying? So you immediately want to kind of see if you can get some help. And another thing too, if somebody is that close, sometimes you could just run. Like, what the fuck? Turn around and run. You know what I mean? You don't have to prove anything. You ain't got, I'm gonna prove to you. You ain't gonna do, all you need to prove is that you can get home safely. That is what you need to prove.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Yeah. That's it right there. It's this for me. It was this for me, Vanessa.
Yeah. And don't be trying to, it's one of those things I would say is don't always be trying to punch, because your punch, I've been punched a couple times by some chicks. Y'all punches ain't shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. My punch probably is not. You know what I mean? So you want to use the heel, like palm heel, right? The heel of your palm, excuse me. Right, exactly. That way you can hit those places like the nose, like the eye, like the mouth. Exactly. And you want to do it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So that, it's effective. And then you, as soon as you can, get the hell up out of there.
Yo, I got a special guest just popped in.
That's a good advice.
We about to make this all Chicago.
Hey!
Super talented young man. Currently, TV wise, residing on the Tyler Perry world. He has a special that's on the streets right now, and he's a fabulous comedian, but also a musician as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Brewer.
He sure is.
Barry Brewer in the building.
Barry!
Hey, Vanessa, what's up, Rodney? What's up, y'all? What's up, Jada?
Hi, Barry.
Hey, Barry and I were texting them. I said, man, just pop in and say hi to the people, man. How are you, bro?
I am well, man. First of all, some of my favorite people on here, so I'm very, very honored to be on this particular show, man. I love y'all so much. And for the world that don't know, Rodney's one of the first person to take me on the road. Vanessa is one of the first people to get me into the club. When I was 19, couldn't get into the comedy club. Vanessa used to get me in. Vanessa was she look out for me so much, and I love her so much. And so just congratulations to everything. Gina, good to see you. And all the new people I don't know how y'all doing. Rodney, you my big bro, you know I love you, man. Always grateful to see you, man.
Hey, let's throw this out there now. We having a great conversation about self-defense. We're talking about comedy in general. But this whole thing with Tiffany and Aries, man.
So wait, I heard that's a real thing?
That's a real thing. So apparently, just to bring you up to speed, they did a sketch some years back. The sketch predates Tiffany on the Tiffany's meteoric rise. So
it was like 2014.
2014.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes, but it's a sketch about a pedophile,
right?
And Aries is playing a pedophile, but then it also gets into real life because apparently Tiffany got the kids from a friend of hers, and so now years later, these kids are grown and they want to sue.
They just trying to get some money.
No, well, I wouldn't say
was they
that.
really wait. Was they really touched on?
So Barry, the word molestation means, as far as I know, being touched inappropriately. It doesn't mean penetration. It doesn't mean that someone was raped. You know what I'm saying? And they had a 7-year-old boy in his underwear. I have a son, I have a daughter, and I have some personal situations that just it triggers me huge. You know what I'm saying? That you would make those really, really bad decisions to have a baby in there like that on your hip, in his drawers, and then the suggestive things they had that young man doing. Who told you to stroke a train like you was jacking it off? Who told you to spread your legs, spread eagle? And then they zoom in on your crotch and behind, and then have the video where you're going up and down as if you're being penetrated. Who said it was okay to then have a grown-ass stranger, a man, rubbing oil on your back, and then the last scene where you looking at him and now he's in his drawers and you rubbing oil on him and he's a stranger. And let's not forget him being in the bathtub, and I don't know if he had drawers on or not. Who knows what the fuck was going on? It was inappropriate.
You got
it was
way
wildly,
further into it than I did.
Wildly
it was inappropriate. It sounds very inappropriate. It sounds too. That's not funny.
Was this an independent sketch?
I think
the camera work was good.
I think Aries people produced it, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, as comedians, as people that live in this comedy world, you know, we give comedy some passes. This gets 0 pass for me.
0. You have to take accountability in her statement. I know it's rough to make a statement at all, but y'all gonna stop acting so goddamn cavalier and acting so passive. You know what I'm saying about
what did she say?
Well, kind of like that. There was a tweet, and I'm not reading it verbatim right this moment, but it was basically saying that I know you guys have a lot of questions, and because of the, you know, I do too. She was saying I'm right with you. It's like, wait a minute, you got the answers. What the fuck are you talking about? But either way, she was just saying it's an ongoing litigation and she can't speak much to it, but looks forward to being able to say what she needs to say. But I'm just not hearing, and maybe because she's not a parent, and I don't know if Aries is, but I'm just not hearing any form of remorse. I understand not wanting to pay, but sometimes we have to take accountability for actions that we make, whether they were intentional or not. And I can't imagine a 7-year-old. I can't remember some of the things that I did when I was 7. So if I'm now 14 and see a video of me like that, I'm like, what the fuck? Who let me do what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting ready to start to date. I'm just now, you know what I'm saying? I'm in high school. Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell kind of trauma? You don't know.
And how about this? How about this, guys? As creators and producers, this sketch has been living on Funny or Die for the past 7 to 8 years.
Are they
still people been watching it?
They said they took it down in 2018, but it was also available on YouTube and stuff like that. And the thing is like, okay, if you want to take the road that you did not know at that time, fine. If that, I'm not even really saying fine, but I'm going to give that to you. Fine. I don't understand the we won't be shook down, and you know they've tried to have other lawyers and it all fell through. You know, I don't know about the legality of things. I don't know how criminal it is, but I know that it's wildly inappropriate. And I need a better word than wildly inappropriate.
I definitely think it's inappropriate. It's unfortunate that I know, just being a comic and understanding comedy, I do think that people just look at comedy differently. They do what's funny. You know what I mean? Like, they just do what's funny. They don't care how far left and how crazy and how deep it is. And I think that that's unfortunate. And I think that they're trying to go for the most popular people, because if it was on a network or Funny or Die, like, there's a lot more people responsible for that coming to life, from the people that produced it, from the people that aired it, for the people that let it live on whatever platform. Like, there's so many people responsible for that. You know what I'm saying?
They took their responsibility away. It was uploaded as user content. So that's the same as if you were to go on YouTube. We're all open to upload things to certain channels and networks. And so Funny or Die said that they were totally disgusted by it when they found out about it in 2018. They said that they immediately took it down. They're trying to have nothing to do with it, and have said, very strong words in saying
sure
that, yeah, again, all this is after the fact. I'm with you, Barry. I'm not
right.
crazy. But
offer to Barry, because you haven't seen it. I think most comedians felt like you felt when we first heard about it, like, okay, what is somebody getting upset about for now?
Right.
And I have not met one comedian that either made it through the whole tape or didn't I say this is
I wouldn't even want you to see.
I don't even want to. I don't want to watch.
Right.
It's
And
like
most comedians took this position of they're just trying to take these people down. People are
That's what I was going to say.
Most of us came to it in that mindset, but for everyone I've spoken to, mostly men, about it, none of us made it through the video, and nobody can say it was okay.
So let me ask
everybody
you
thinks they're suing.
I'm
sorry, Candace.
As comedians, do you all think this is something that they can come back from, or is this gonna like taint them? You know what I mean? For
I would
a
need
long
to see the
period of
video.
I think we gotta stop saying that. We gotta stop just saying people want money from people, because sometimes it's harder to be brave enough to say it's somebody, a celebrity, versus the guy across the street. So it actually takes a lot of guts for somebody to say, hey, this celebrity did this to me. But I think as a culture or generation or whatever you want to say, everybody thinks if you're suing, you just want the money. So I think we got to kind of take that stigma out, because it takes a lot of courage, to stand up for yourself, especially against a celebrity.
Vanessa,
but I mean,
I was going to say that, no, I don't think that this has to be one of those things that takes you out or takes you down. Again, just take accountability for it. And what you're being charged with is the fact that, and I wish I would have looked it up so I can tell you the exact words, but you're basically charged with being irresponsible with a child. You're basically being charged as saying that you didn't protect this child. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying that y'all out here, rampaging and being a pedophile on children. What is being said is that you were completely inappropriate and you need to take accountability for that. It was supposedly a PSA, about, watching your kids, but it went from, a predator luring on the child to the child liking it and then wanting to be on the predator. Now, do these things happen? Yes. Are the things that they are doing? Yes. But why use a child? You're traumatizing the child. You could have used an adult. You could have used the baby doll. You could have used plenty of different things. Your choices are bad. And all we're asking you to do is take accountability for your choices. I wouldn't admit I'm a pedophile. You're not. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you made some really, really bad choices and people were affected by it. So do something about it, because you can. And stop being so defensive and just see where you can do better. Just do better.
And
but no, it doesn't have to kill your career.
No. Show with the children. I think there will be some fallout, at least from that opportunity. Thing show. I think at the bare minimum, she would lose that game. But it just shows very, very, very poor judgment on 100% of every person.
Everybody
in it.
Editor. It's rough, Barry. I'm not joking.
100%.
I don't.
But I'm still gonna see Girls Trip too. I mean, I'm still gonna see Girls Trip.
Yeah, but can I say this?
Go ahead, Barry.
I'm sorry. It's just unfortunate. And you're right. I probably do. And it sound like everybody has the same, before they seen it, and it probably is crazy. But like knowing, well, I don't know Aries like that. I met him a few times, but knowing her and knowing what, some people just like, it's an opportunity and not like even thinking, like just trying to be in the moment, just not making good choices. Maybe early.
Well, I know Tiffany too. I've known Tiffany for 20 years or however long, most of my career, 15 plus. You know what I mean? So, and we have plenty of very personal and loving moments. I have love for Tiffany, lots and lots and lots and lots of it. But again, this is not about, I'm not coming for you. It is none of
No,
that.
no. Yeah.
It's just accountability for bad decisions. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey guys, first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on the show today. Vanessa Fraction, she's a comedian, a wife. And,
Yay!
Congratulations.
We'll put hands on you. And you just corresponded over at Comedy Hype, man.
No, I'm not anymore. Not at all. God bless them. But
I really liked your voice on there.
A lot of people did, and
you were very
that
good
a
on
lot.
there. I only watched it because of you and your unbiased perspective on all the topics that were brought forth. You were you're really good at, like, it's just amazing how you're like, that's like, crazy.
You never say stuff just to say it, like because it's incendiary. You say it because it's how you feel. But
and I love Comedy Hype. I'm not saying I would never. I mean, you know, I may come back over there and work and do things like that. They're a good group of people. Yeah. It's just as a comedian, you know, we continue to grow. And I just love you guys so much. And it was hard for me to balance between some of the stories and my love for, you know what I'm saying? It stresses me out and it began to affect me kind of physically, if you want to know the truth. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, let me go and do some things that I know, you know what I mean, don't affect me in that way. So you can catch me on the Nappy Boy Radio podcast with T-Pain. We're starting our second season. It's super dope. And I'm also coming out with my own podcast, so it's like so dope. Wonderful things are happening.
I love that. How do people stay in touch, Vanessa?
At Vanessa Fraction, VanessaFraction.com. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm Googleable, so Google me, baby. All that shit.
Barry Brewer, TV star. I'm looking for you on the big screen. You're a leading man, dude. I love that. Talk to me about that, bro.
Oh man, first of all, thank you so much, man. It's definitely a blessing. I try to say that first and foremost, right? We all aspire, as I said, Vanessa being very beginning, like 19, trying to get in the club, to you being when I was 21, trying to, you know, find my way up to how old I am now.
I have how old that is. Don't worry about that.
To getting the opportunities that you've sought after for so long, man, it's just such a blessing. And all I can say is gratitude. It feel more so grateful that what you sought after, what you really believed is what it is, and what it is was for you, and continuing to believe and continue to strive to the dreams that I've had in me since I was young. So I'm just grateful, to be honest with you, grateful, trying to live in the moment, trying to make the best of the moment, trying not to lose my way as other people do. You know, being in Hollywood as long as I have prior to this opportunity, you see people win. You see people get in leading roles and big opportunities, and you know where they at today. So for me, it's like, hey, treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't forget who you were before you got this opportunity, and understand that everybody has their moment. So make the best of this moment, how you can sustain and have longevity in this industry. So that's my perspective.
Wow, Mr. Barry Brewer, my co-host for the day, been acting a fool all morning. I love both of these ladies, man. Eunice Elliott. How can people stay in touch, man?
I am at Eunice Elliott on all social media. I have a couple of books out on Amazon, and I am making my acting debut this season on Queen Sugar.
Congratulations.
It's one scene in one episode, but that's all right.
That's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course, Gina G, Too Funny. Gina G, how do we stay in touch, baby?
Man, you guys can find me, Gina G, Too Funny, everywhere. And my time is coming. You understand? I just want to say, looking at Vanessa and Barry and Eunice, I mean, these are just people that I've watched, you know, all these years. I didn't want to be a comedian. But anyway, long story short, you guys just give me hope. And it just knowing when you guys are going through it, it just leaves the door open for me. So I'm clapping for y'all until it's my turn. And Barry, you done came, bro. Barry came a long way.
Barry doing some ass.
Bro, you done came a long way. But it feels good though to be in this. So I just thank you guys seriously for your talent, for your hard work, and just opening doors for people like myself. So I appreciate y'all, all of y'all, for real.
Candace LaToya, how do we stay in touch?
You can find me on IG at Candace_Latoya and every day on the Rodney Perry Live Show.
Hey. Right here. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry.
Question real quick. Barry, is you coming out with an album? Can we do a song together?
I would love to do. I am coming out with another album, actually. I'm working
really
right now.
What's the name of the current one?
Well, the current album out right now is called Villain Hero. It's on all platforms. Villain Hero. Barry Brewer, Villain Hero.
That's a music album?
It's a music album. Yes, 7 songs. It's a music album. It has a music video. Yeah.
You know what I want you to go back to doing?
What?
During the pandemic, you used to make songs on the air.
Yes, that's true. On the piano.
That was dope.
And have people chime in and help me build the song.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. That's a good idea, right? Thank you.
Yeah, man. That was so powerful, creative. And I think the pandemic brought the best out of a lot of us. Yeah. And mad love, mad respect. I cannot thank each and every one of you enough, man. Y'all my friends, y'all my family. Vanessa's husband, he's my go-to man when it comes to sliders. You know, he showed me how to make sliders. And I call him every time too. I am so happy to see my friend happy, man. And to look at your face and see that you're a happy woman, it makes me my heart feel really great.
And it make me do that.
And when we get Eunice married off, whoo!
It's coming, Eunice.
No, I'm not. That is not my desire in life. I'm not against it, but
ain't nobody asked you, Eunice.
I know.
I'm about how I want
you. Anybody asked me? That is
when I see it, I'll be like that. I told y'all. Hey, all jokes aside, man, I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry.
Good seeing you all.
You too.
Vanessa, love you.
Love you too.
Y'all keep shining.
I got the last word. Bye-bye.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man.